Hello again everyone. In this video, I'm going to share with you the tips on how to heal fast when you just had your wisdom teeth extracted. I'm also going to include in this video what to do and what not to do to keep the healing faster. So, if you just had your wisdom teeth extracted or if you're just about to have them extracted, then keep watching. Alright, so let's start first with the first 24 hours after the extraction. So these first 24 hours after the wisdom teeth were removed is very crucial because we know that the wound is still fresh, and this is the time that you most likely need to consider some things to make the healing faster. The first thing that you need to do after the extraction is you need to bite down on the gauze for 30 minutes to an hour. This is to stop the bleeding and replace it if needed. Also, I would like to remind you that you should not spit or rinse aggressively because this will develop into a dry socket. So, what are dry sockets? So, for people who do not know what that term is, we know that when a teeth is pulled out, the wound would develop some sort of a blood clot to prevent or to protect the bone and the nerves underneath. If you rinse too hard, spit, or use a straw, you can accidentally dislodge the clot. So, with that, it will make the healing slower. So, please make sure that you do not rinse too hard or you spit too much because that will develop into a dry socket. Next thing that you can do is you can ice your cheeks 20 minutes on and 20 minutes off. This will reduce the swelling, and trust me, I've tried this, and also this somehow can reduce the pain that you might feel after the extraction. The third thing that you can do for the next 24 hours is to take your meds. So most likely your orthodontist will give you some pain relievers or antibiotics, and please take everything exactly as prescribed so that you will feel less pain, and of course this will also heal your wound faster. And finally, the last thing that you can do for the next 24 hours is to rest. So make sure that when you lie down, you elevate your head a little bit so that it can help with the bleeding or some swelling that may occur during the healing phase. I don't know if you've thought of this or maybe someone asked, but there's a question that can you work out after your wisdom teeth were extracted? So the answer for that is not right away. So maybe you can wait for at least like 3 to 5 days before you go to the gym. And please do not lift any heavy stuff or even avoid running. Physical strain can increase your blood pressure, which raises your risk for bleeding or dry socket. If everything is going well, you can do some light activities by day 5, and you can increase it more by day 7. But always remember that you need to listen to your body, and also if you're unsure on what activities that you can do, you can ask your orthodontist about it. Moving on to day 2 and day 3, this is going to be about gentle care. Starting 24 hours after your surgery, you can rinse your mouth with salt water and warm water. So you can just use 1/2 teaspoon of salt and then mix it with warm water and try to rinse it a few times a day. Still, during this time, you're not allowed to use straws. And also, when you rinse, make sure that you don't rinse aggressively. So, in terms of food, you can stick to yogurt, smoothies, soup, or any soft foods that you can think of that will be great for the healing of your gums. So please avoid any form of smoking, alcohol, and caffeine because they will slow down the healing process. You might wonder, why do you have to rinse with salt water? So salt water promotes healing, and at the same time it cleans the wound. So better to rinse it with salt water to make the healing faster. Moving on to day 4 to day 7, you'll probably feel a lot better now, and I still encourage you to rinse with salt water. And at the same time, please be careful when you brush your teeth. Just avoid the areas where the extraction happened. Also, during this time, you can now slowly introduce solid foods, but please avoid the crunchy or the spicy ones or even the hard ones. The last, and I think also the most important thing to remember is please don't play with the area using your tongue or your finger. So if you wanted to heal the extraction area faster, please don't use your tongue because it is common that whenever you're not doing anything or maybe just an involuntary action with your tongue, you might like feel like want to feel it out with your tongue because honestly I sometimes do that because I sometimes forget. So please avoid that so that this will heal your wounds faster. Just some bonus tips and a few things to keep in mind. Please avoid any workout, bending, or lifting heavy things for the first few days after the extraction. Also, please prioritize rest and oral hygiene. And don't forget to do your follow up appointment with your dentist because that way your dentist will ensure that everything is healing properly. Always remember to take it easy, guys, and give your body the time to recover from the surgery. Remember that healing is a slow process, but once you follow the basic and stop rushing into the process, then I'm sure that this will heal the wound faster. If you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave questions in the comments. I'm here to help. Wishing you a smooth and speedy recovery, and I'll see you on my next video.